News Channel 2.
It's 5 a.m. It's Thursday, June 16th. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist Hannah Evans is back, and she joins us now to help us all plan our Thursday ahead. And boy, that lightning and thunder a little while ago was pretty intense.
Yes, as I was driving in, heavy rain, very, very slippery on the roadways, and the lightning, it was kind of scaring me a little bit, but now that's kind of moved through most of our area, and we are expecting stronger storms later on, so we are tracking that. Here's the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The storms that we did see earlier on this morning, it was around 3:30 this morning, has since moved through. Now just some heavier rain in Otsego County, and we should be dry by later on this morning and into the afternoon. But then later on afternoon, early evening, timing looks to be 4 to 8 p.m. More severe storms are expected to develop in the western part of our viewing area. They are going to weaken as they moved east, but for all of us, we are expecting heavy rain, high winds, lightning, so we are keeping an eye out on that, and we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. So as of right now, those storms overnight are moving out this morning. It is going to turn hot and humid earlier on this afternoon with dry conditions, and then stronger storms are possible between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. this evening. So for today, expected to be dry this morning, and then thunderstorms moving in later on, turning hot and humid with breezy conditions. And I will be tracking more of these storms out coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The FDA's vaccine advice.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to severe thunderstorms possible later on this afternoon into the evening. So let's look at right now the timing of it. Severe storms are expected to develop in the west at around 4 p.m. and they are going to move east, expected to weaken at this time, but the timing looks to be between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. this evening. Our main concern is heavy rain and high winds. There also could be some possible flooding, and we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado because the western part of our viewing area, so this is like western part of Oneida County, most of Oneida County is under a level 3 risk, which is an enhanced risk of seeing severe weather. So this could be high winds. We also could be seeing some isolated flooding. We also could be seeing some hail in some areas, and we cannot rule out the possibility of a tornado. The eastern part of our viewing area is under the level 2 risk, which is going to be slight. So level 3 is numerous severe thunderstorms expected, an isolated tornado possible, as well as heavy rain and gusty winds. That is for level 3, which is the western part of our viewing area. Level 2 is a slight risk. We could be seeing scattered severe thunderstorms. Still cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado, but there is a less risk for this. But heavy rains and gusty wind is still expected with level 2. So we will continue to keep an eye out on that. Once again, the timing is going to be this evening from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. But this morning we did see a couple thunderstorms move through. They were producing heavy rains on the roadways as well as ponding and a lot of lightning. But that has since moved through and weakened as it moved off to the west. So this morning a few showers are still expected, especially down south in Otsego County. So still be careful if you are driving. So here's the radar and satellite that showed that thunderstorms moving through here this morning, but we do look to dry out this afternoon before this cold front moves through, bringing severe thunderstorms that are going to be possible between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So we did see some thunderstorms here this morning that dropped our temperature into the 60s. We were in the 70s before that, but we are going to be dry for the afternoon, turning hot and humid, highs in the low 80s. And then this evening between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., we could be seeing some scattered severe thunderstorms producing heavy rain and gusty winds. Possibility of a tornado is there as well, but we do clear out tonight after 9 p.m. Temperatures dropping into the 60s. We cool down for tomorrow and the weekend. Tomorrow highs just in the 70s. A few scattered showers are possible. Then heading into Saturday, we do look to cool down quite a bit with high temperatures just in the 60s. A few isolated showers are possible as well. But for today, we are expecting some thunderstorms later on this evening, turning hot and humid and breezy as these storms move through. and overnight we clear out with the low dropping into the 60s. So once again, today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. For the hours between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., we could be seeing some severe thunderstorms. Isolated showers linger into tomorrow morning with breezy conditions, and we cool out for the weekend. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. NASA's Artemis
Jordanville and all of the greater Utica region. So once again, we are under a level 3 risk for the western part of our viewing area to see severe weather this evening, and the eastern part of our viewing area is under a level 2 risk. So once again, this means level 2, we could be seeing scattered, short-lived, severe thunderstorms. Could possibly produce a tornado, but this chance is low. But strong winds and heavy rain is possible with this level 2. Level 3 is a step up, enhanced. We could be seeing with severe thunderstorms that are persistent, so they last a little longer. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, with a few with heavy rain and high winds as well. So this is for the western part of viewing area. For the eastern part of our viewing area, the timing looks to be between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. And after this clears out tonight, we will really cool down for the weekend. So on Saturday, we will be seeing more clouds and sun. A few isolated showers are possible. Highs are just going to be in the low 60s. But then for Father's Day on Sunday, we warm up just a little bit. Highs are going to be in the mid-60s, and we see some sunshine. I'll have a look at the commute forecast for today coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The Rome Humid June 16th. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joins us now to help us all plan our day ahead. Her forecast never more than 10 minutes away, and that forecast today looks a little iffy, right?
Yes, so we did see some thunderstorms. Well, I was driving in this morning. It was pretty bad out. Heavy rain with some lightning, and then that could be possible once again later on this afternoon and evening. It could be a little stronger, so we issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day.
I know when I was coming in, there was one streak of lightning that seemed to go for miles. It was so long, it lit up everything.
I was kind of scared.
Yeah.
So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Those storms that moved through earlier on this morning have since weakened and moved off into the east. We are now just seeing a few moderate rain showers, especially south in Otsego County, but we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for this afternoon and evening. The timing looks to be between 4 and 8 p.m. We could be seeing some severe storms developing in the western part of our viewing area, so most of Oneida County. They will move east but weaken as they move, but all of us could be seeing heavy rain, gusty winds, and lightning. We cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado west as well. So the storms are moving out here this morning. It is going to dry out, turning very hot and humid earlier on this afternoon, but once again between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. we could be seeing some stronger storms moving through and throughout the evening, looking to end around 9 p.m. So for today, expect hot and humid weather. Highs are going to be in the low 80s, and then some thunderstorms coming in later on with gusty winds. And I will be tracking this out further coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Decision 2022.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to severe thunderstorms possible later on this afternoon and evening. So severe thunderstorms are expected to develop in the western part of our viewing area and expected to move east. But as they move east, they are looking to weaken. But all of us could be seeing heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. We also cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially west, which is all of Oneida County. Scattered power outages are also possible, as well as tree damage. So here is a look at the location of these thunderstorms. So strong storms are possible once again to the western part of our viewing areas. This is all of Oneida, all of Madison, Lewis County. Storms are less likely to be severe as we head further east, so that would be Herkimer County, most of Otsego County. So we are going to continue to keep an eye out on that, but the Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area in a level 3 enhanced risk, and the eastern part of our viewing area at a level 2, a slight risk. So for the enhanced risk, gusty winds are possible as well as heavier rain. We also could be seeing localized flooding, some hail in some spots, and we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado. It becomes weaker as it it moves east, so all of these things are less likely as we move further into the east. So this morning we did see some heavier thunderstorms moving through, heavy rains, gusty winds, as well as frequent lightning, but that has since moved through. At this point, most of us is dry with the exception of Otsego County, which is in the south, but we are going to be dry throughout the afternoon. And once again, the timing of the stronger storms expected to move in with a cold front looks to be between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So we will be dry up until then as that cold front approaches us, bringing in some stronger storms with that heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. So for this morning, we are since clearing out. A few showers are still possible in the afternoon, turning hot and humid, highs reaching just the low 80s. And by 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in between that time period, we could be seeing some heavier storms moving through, especially in the western part of our viewing area. That does look to all clear out by around 9 p.m. The clouds will decrease and it will get cooler with lows in the 60s. So after this cold front moves through, it will remain cool for Friday and for the weekend. Highs tomorrow just in the mid 70s, and heading into Saturday and Sunday, high temperatures will only be in the lower to mid 60s. So it will be a lot cooler over the weekend as this cold front moves through. So for today, expect dry conditions through the early morning and early afternoon. It will get very hot and humid as that cold front approaches, bringing in possible severe thunderstorms with gusty winds and heavy rain. That will clear out around 9 p.m. Then we will see a decrease in clouds around midnight, low temperatures falling into the 60s. So once again, today's a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to thunderstorms coming in this evening that could become severe. Frequent lightning, heavy rain, gusty winds are possible. A few isolated showers lingering into Friday, and we cool down for the weekend. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. It is the 9th.
Welcome back. The Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area, which is all of Oneida County, in a level 3 risk for seeing some scattered severe thunderstorms, and the eastern part of our viewing area at a level 2 risk. But both levels bring caution to seeing severe weather later on this afternoon and evening. The timing looks to be between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So what this means is a level 2 risk means that we could be seeing a few scattered severe thunderstorms. They could be isolated in intensity, and we cannot rule out the possibility of a tornado. But a level 3 risk means that numerous severe thunderstorms can be expected. An isolated tornado is possible with heavy rain and gusty winds. So after this moves through, this is due to a cold front. The weekend will be a lot cooler, mostly cloudy on Saturday. Highs are just going to be in the low 60s. And on Sunday, we will be seeing sunshine for Father's Day, a little bit warmer with highs in the mid 60s. I'll have a look at the commute forecast for today coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Students at the Madam. It's Thursday, June 16th. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist Hannah Evans is back and joins us now to help us all plan our day ahead, and we can plan on some potential thunderstorms again as we heard them this morning.
Yes, so driving in this morning when I was coming to work, it was heavy rain, it was downpouring with a lot of lightning. I was kind of scared.
Yeah, those skies were lighting up for a while.
Yes, so stronger storms could even be expected later on this afternoon and evening, so that is why we issued an alert day for today. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking those storms weakening and moving off into the east, moving out of our area at this point. We are expecting dry conditions for most of the day, but we have issued an alert day for this afternoon and evening. The timing looks to be between 4 to 8 p.m. The most severe storms are expected to develop in the western part of our viewing area and weaken as they move east, but all of us can expect heavy rain, gusty winds, frequent lightning, and there is the possibility of a few scattered power outages and tree damage. So those storms are moving out here this morning. They happened at around 3:30 this morning. They're since moving out. It is going to turn hot and humid for earlier on this afternoon, highs in the low 80s, and then stronger storms are possible between 4 and 8 p.m. as a cold front moves through. So for today, expect dry conditions for most of the day, then thunderstorms coming in later on this afternoon and evening with breezy conditions as they move through, and I will be tracking all of this out coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The FDA's vaccine advice.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to possible severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. So these severe thunderstorms are expected to develop in the west and be most severe in the west. As they move east, they are expected to weaken, but all of us can expect heavy rain at times, gusty winds, and frequent lightning, as well as scattered power outages and tree damage is also possible throughout the event. So here is a look at where the strongest storms are going to be. So I would say all of Oneida, all of Madison, all of Lewis County, all of Shenango, possibly seeing the strongest of storms as they develop in the west. But as they move east, they are expected to weaken. So Herkimer County, Otsego County, looking to get weaker storms than in the west. But once again, it is still going to be pretty severe. So the Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area where the strongest of storms are possible in a level 3 for an enhanced risk of seeing severe weather, and the eastern part of our viewing area is at a level 2 risk for seeing severe weather, but high winds are very possible, as well as localized flooding in some areas due to heavy rain. Hail is also possible, and especially for the western part of our viewing area, we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado. On our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar here this morning, we were just seeing a few weaker thunderstorms still moving through. We did see some stronger storms moving through around 3:30 here this morning, but that has since weakened and moved off into the east. So here's a look at that. Still seeing mostly cloudy skies as these weaken and move east. We are going to be turning very hot and humid for this afternoon. Highs are going to be in the low 80s, and this cold front is expected to approach us between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. this afternoon and the evening. That is the time frame of when storms are possible. So on our skycast this morning, we are looking at temperatures in the mid-60s. Still seeing mostly cloudy skies, a bit humid outside. We will rise to the low 80s for the high temperature today, and around 4 o'clock is when that window opens, so we could be seeing some scattered severe thunderstorms. This is 6 p.m. We are looking at some severe thunderstorms moving through the Mohawk Valley at this time. 8 p.m. still in the eastern part of our viewing area, but much weaker, and by around 10 o'clock here this evening, looking to fully clear out. Now, after that cold front moves through, the humidity will break. It will be a lot cooler. Lows are going to be in the 60s, and for tomorrow, isolated showers are possible throughout the day, but otherwise mostly dry. Highs are going to be in the mid-70s. Heading into the weekend, we are going to be a lot cooler. Highs are just going to be in the 60s for both Saturday and Sunday, and a few isolated showers are possible on Saturday. But as for today, we are expecting it to get hot and humid this afternoon, highs in the low 80s. Thunderstorms looking to come in around 4 to 8 p.m. with heavy rain and gusty winds. Tonight, that looks to clear out. We see a decrease in clouds with a low in the 60s. So once again, today's has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to possible severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening that could produce heavy rain, gusty winds, scattered power outages. So we will keep an eye out on that. We dry out for just a few isolated showers tomorrow and cooler weather for the weekend. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks.
We're saying good morning to Jordanville and all of the greater Utica region. The Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area, so that includes Rome and most of Oneida County, in a level 3 for seeing severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. And the rest of the viewing area, the eastern part, which is most of Otsego and Herkimer County, in a level 2 of seeing severe weather this afternoon and evening. But even anything over a level 1 brings caution to the table, so we could be seeing high winds, heavy rain that could be causing some localized flooding, as well as localized hail. And we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially in the western part of our viewing area, which is at a level 3. The timing of this looks to be between 4 and 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening. And once again, a level 3 means numerous scattered severe thunderstorms can be expected. They can be longer in intensity. An isolated tornado is possible, and wind damage is also possible. We could be seeing a few scattered power outages with these storms coming in this afternoon and evening. That is due to a cold front moving through. So once the cold front moves through, we will be a lot cooler for the weekend. More clouds than sun on Saturday. Highs are just going to be in the low 60s. And on Sunday, we will be seeing some more sunshine. Highs are going to be in the mid 60s. I'll have a look at the commute forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The Susquehanna SPCA, once again, it's 6:30. It's Thursday, June 16th. I'm Gary Libator, meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now to help us plan our day. And you may have been woken up this morning, probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and some pretty loud thunder and a lot of lightning.
Yes, when I was driving in, there was heavy rain ponding on the roadways, a lot of lightning that I saw. I was kind of scared at some point.
Yeah, it lit up those skies for quite a while, too.
Yes, so we are expecting stronger storms possible this afternoon and evening, so we have issued an alert day for today. But here is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. For right now, we are just looking at a few storms moving north of Old Forge and in Otsego County, but a lot of the heavier rain has since moved out and weakened off into the east. But once again, today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day, especially in the afternoon and evening. We are looking at severe storms possibly developing to our west, so that was where the stronger storms are going to be. They are going to weaken as they move east, but all of us can expect heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. We also could be seeing a few scattered power outages and tree damage, so keep an eye on the sky as you are heading out this afternoon and evening. The storms from this morning have since moved out. It is going to turn hot and humid here this afternoon, and once again, those stronger storms are possible between 4 and 8 p.m. this evening. So for today, expect it to be dry up until later on this afternoon, where we could be seeing some severe thunderstorms. Highs are going to be in the low 80s, and I will be tracking this out coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Decision 2022 nesting season for the peregrine falcons in downtown Utica and volunteers.
Of seeing
reason. Book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. On a level 3 enhanced risk of seeing severe weather, and our eastern part of our viewing area at a level 2, which is a slight risk of seeing severe weather. So slight risk means scattered thunderstorms that are short-lived can be possible, as well as gusty winds and heavy rain, and an isolated tornado is definitely possible as well. A level 3 enhanced risk means numerous thunderstorms are possible, and they are persistent, longer lived than if you are in a slight risk, and an isolated tornado is also possible, as well as gusty winds and heavy rain. So we are keeping an eye between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening. But this is due to a cold front, so once the cold front moves through, we will cool down for the weekend. High temperatures are just in the low 60s on Saturday and in the mid 60s on Sunday, seeing a little bit more sunshine on Sunday. I'll have a look at the day planner coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Students, it is 7 a.m. It's Thursday, June 16th. I'm Gary Libator, meteorologist Hannah Evans, joining us now to help us all plan our day ahead. And some folks might have gotten woken up around 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. Those were pretty loud thunderstorms.
Yes, we did see some thunderstorms moving through with heavy rain ponding on the roadways, a lot of lightning. There could be even stronger storms possible this afternoon and evening, so we have issued an alert day for that. So let's take a look now at the bus stop forecast. For this morning, we are mostly dry at this point. A few isolated showers are still possible with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are in the mid 60s, getting very hot and humid by the afternoon, highs in the low 80s, and around 4 o'clock is when we could start be seeing some scattered thunderstorms that could become severe throughout the evening. So for today, expect thunderstorms moving through around 4 to 8 p.m. that could be severe at times with heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. And tonight, those storms look to clear out around 10 with a decrease in cloud cover, lows in the 60s. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The FDA's vaccine advice.
Welcome back. Here's a live look at our Cooperstown camera. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies this morning behind some storms that move through. Later on in this morning, we are expecting some stronger storms to move through around 4 to 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening. So the Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area in a level 3 enhanced risk of seeing severe thunderstorms, and the eastern part of our viewing area in a level 2 enhanced or slight risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. So the storms are going to be a little bit stronger to the west and weaken as they move off into the east. So for today, we are expecting some storms to come in around 4 to 8 p.m. It is going to be hot and humid ahead of that cold front moving through, but our main concern is heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. Could be seeing some scattered power outages and tree damage. Tonight, the storms continue until around 9-10 p.m. Then they will clear out and we will see a decrease in cloud cover. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Decision 20.
Welcome back. We're just seeing a few isolated showers at this point after some stronger storms moved through earlier on this morning. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Once again, a few isolated showers, a few isolated weak thunderstorms moving through. We should be mostly dry throughout the day, but between the hours of 4 to 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening, we could be seeing some severe thunderstorms moving through, especially in the western part of our viewing area. They are going to weaken as they move east, but all of us are expected to see heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. There could also be a few scattered power outages and tree damage. So the storms move out from earlier on this morning. We saw some thunderstorms around 3:45 this morning. They have since moved out. It is going to be hot and humid this afternoon, highs in the low 80s. And as a cold front approaches, we could be seeing strong storms that are possible this evening between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m. So for today, expect those thunderstorms later on this afternoon and evening. Very hot and humid day, and we will cool down after the cold front moves through tonight, and I will be tracking out these storms a little bit more coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Looking now.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. Today has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to severe thunderstorms possible this afternoon and evening. So most of the severe storms are going to be in the western part of our viewing area. They are going to weaken as they move east, but still being severe with heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. We could also be seeing some scattered power outages and tree damage. So we are going to keep an eye out on this. The timing looks to be between 4 and 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening. So once again, the stronger storms are possible for Lewis, Oneida, Madison, Shenango counties. They are going to move east, affecting Herkimer and Otsego counties as well, but they are going to be less severe as they do move towards the east. The Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area in a level 3 enhanced risk of seeing severe weather. This means numerous long-lived thunderstorms that are severe are possible, and the eastern part of our viewing area in a level 2, a slight risk of seeing severe weather. This means a few isolated, shorter-lived thunderstorms are possible, but all of us are going to be seeing gusty winds. There could be localized flooding and hail due to heavy rain, and we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially for the western part of our viewing area. As of right now, though, we are just seeing a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Some heavier thunderstorms did move through around 3:45 this morning, but we are mostly dry. We will be dry and hot and humid by the afternoon. So here are those thunderstorms that are moving out and weakening towards the west. We are going to be cloudy, hot, and humid this afternoon, but a cold front will approach us from the west, bringing in the possibility of severe thunderstorms between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m. So right now we are in the 60s with mostly cloudy skies, a few isolated showers here and there. We will rise to the low 80s today, getting hot and humid. Now this is 6 p.m. We are starting to see some severe thunderstorms moving through the western part of the Mohawk Valley. This is 8 p.m. They are now in the eastern part, a little bit less severe, but still there. So we are keeping an eye out on the sky for this afternoon and evening. And by later on this evening, this is 10:30 p.m. We are seeing all of that cleared out for mostly cloudy skies. We will cool down after that cold front moves through. The humidity will break as well. We will still be pretty warm tomorrow with highs in the mid-70s. A few isolated showers are possible, but we are going to be getting a lot cooler for the weekend, especially on Saturday. Highs are only going to be in the low 60s and in the mid-60s for Sunday. As for today, though, we are going to be mostly dry, getting hot and humid as that cold front approaches. Thunderstorms looking to come in between the hours of 4 and 8 p.m. We will clear out tonight, see a decrease in clouds with a low in the 60s. So once again, today is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to possibly some scattered power outages and severe thunderstorms. We are cooling down for the weekend.
Begin with the weather. After some early morning storms came through, it's been dry since, but there is the threat of some dangerous storms moving in once again. Let's get right to meteorologist Hannah Evans, who is tracking it for us in the Weather Center. Hannah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Gary. Yes, we are expecting the possibility of some more severe storms to move through later on this afternoon and evening. So they are going to be stronger to the west. As they move east, they will weaken a little bit, but still, they could still be severe the east of our viewing area. Our main concern is heavy rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. We could also be be seeing a few scattered power outages and tree damage that is possible as well. But we are dry right now, getting kind of hot and humid at this point with more clouds than sun. Temperatures are in the low 80s for most of us with dew point values in the 60s. So we are turning warm and humid here this afternoon. The stronger storms are possible as a cold front approaches us. The timing looks to be between 4 and 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening. And after that cold front moves through, a few showers lingering, but then we will be cooling down and that humidity will break for the weekend. So for today, expect the thunderstorms to start between 4 and 8 p.m. Highs today are going to reach right near 80, and I will be tracking these storms out a little bit more coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. A 31-year-old man is facing
Dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. This evening is going to be a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to the possibility of severe thunderstorms. So they are going to start out in the western part of our viewing area, and they are going to be the strongest there. They are going to weaken a little bit as they move towards the eastern part of our viewing area, but still could be severe at times. Once again, our main concern is going to be heavy rain in some parts of the thunderstorms, gusty winds, frequent lightning, and we could also be seeing a few scattered power outages and tree damage. So here's a look at the thunderstorm forecast. Once again, it is going to be the strongest to the western part of our viewing area. So that is all of Lewis, all of Oneida, Madison, and Shenango counties. A little bit of the northern part of Herkimer County, but otherwise most of Otsego and Herkimer County are going to be seeing less severe thunderstorms moving through, but still could be severe at times. The Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area, so all those counties I just mentioned, at a level 3, which is an enhanced risk of seeing severe weather this afternoon and evening. The rest of the viewing area, which is east, Otsego and Herkimer counties, are at a level 2, a slight risk of seeing severe weather. So the difference is the enhanced risk produces thunderstorms that are a little bit longer lived and a little bit more intense. But all of us could be seeing high winds, localized flooding, and localized hail. And for all of us, we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado moving through later on this evening. But as of right now, we are dry on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are hot and humid, mostly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. But once again, mostly cloudy skies, a bit breezy outside as well. I am going to zoom out to show you there's nothing on our radar yet due to this cold front, but once the cold front approaches us, some stronger storms are going to be produced, and the timing of this looks to be between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. 4 p.m. kind of reaching the western part of our viewing area and moving through by around 9 p.m. So let's take a look on our skycast. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies here this afternoon. Temperatures are right near 80, and as we head into the evening hours, this is 6 p.m., started to see some heavy storms moving through, especially the western part of the Mohawk Valley. This is 8 p.m. As we can see, they are east and south at this point, and then by 10:30, completely cleared out. Temperatures dropped into the 60s. We will clear out overnight, become a lot cooler for tomorrow. Highs are just going to be in the mid-70s. A few isolated showers are possible, but otherwise we are going to be seeing sunshine. Heading into Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, we are going to be a lot cooler because that cold front that is moving through this afternoon and evening. On Saturday, mostly cloudy. High temperatures are just going to be in the low 60s. As for today, though, our high temperatures are in the low 80s. We are expecting evening thunderstorms that could become severe at times. And tonight's thunderstorms still lingering until around 9-10 p.m. with a low in the 60s after that cold front moves through. So once again, today has been issued as a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. We are expecting possibly some severe thunderstorms moving through this afternoon and evening that could produce heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and possibly a localized or an isolated tornado. But we are cooling out and drying out overnight for cooler weather over the weekend. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The FDA's vaccine advisor in this half hour. Once again, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans. And once again, you are tracking that potential storm, right?
Yes, we are tracking the potential to see some severe thunderstorms later on this afternoon and into the evening. So the strongest of storms are expected to develop in the western part of our viewing area. They will weaken a little bit as they move east, but still could be severe at times. And our main concern is going to be heavy downpours of rain, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. We also could be seeing a few scattered power outages and tree damage. But right now we are dry, hazy, hot, and humid. Temperatures are in the upper 70s, low 80s. Very humid outside, but once this cold front moves through, the timing looks to be 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The heat and the humidity will break. So hot and humid here this afternoon. The storms are possible between the hours of 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. After that cold front moves through, we will be cooling down for the weekend to below average temperatures. Now for the rest of today, we are expecting those thunderstorms to move through later on this afternoon, and I will be tracking them out a little bit more coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Hannah, speaking of the weather, 62.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. Today's a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to the potential of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. So the strongest of the storms are going to be in the western part of our viewing area. They are going to move to the east. They are going to weaken a little bit, but not that much. Most of us are still expecting to see heavy rain, gusty winds, frequent lightning. We could also be seeing a few scattered power outages and some tree damage. So once again, the strongest of storms are going to develop in the west, so that includes Lewis, Oneida, Madison, and Shenango counties, some of Herkimer and some of Otsego counties, but most of Otsego and Herkimer are going to be seeing the less likely of seeing some strong storms as they move towards the east. So the Storm Prediction Center has put the western part of our viewing area in a level 3 enhanced risk of seeing these severe thunderstorms, and the eastern part of our viewing area in a level 2 slight risk of seeing severe thunderstorms. Both of these levels do bring caution to the table, but the main difference is the enhanced risk, which is the level 3, the western part of our viewing area. Those storms are going to be more frequent and longer lived than the area in the slight risk, which is level 2. But most of us can expect to see gusty winds, localized flooding, and localized hail is also possible. And we cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado, especially in the western part of our viewing area where it is at level 3. As of right now, though, on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we are tracking dry conditions, mostly cloudy, and it is kind of hot and humid. Temperatures in the upper 70s, right near 80. We are tracking mostly cloudy skies and breezy conditions at this point. There is a cold front approaching us, looking to be near us at around 4 p.m. this afternoon and evening. And along this cold front, we are expecting storms to form, and they could become severe, looking to all move through by around 9 p.m. this evening. So as of right now, we are tracking mostly cloudy skies, temperatures right near 80. This is 6 p.m. We are seeing some stronger storms in the western part of the Mohawk Valley at this time as that cold front moves through. This is 8 p.m. Still seeing strong storms, especially in the east and in the most southern part of Otsego and Shenango counties. But around 10:30 p.m., fully cleared out as that cold front moves through and temperatures drop into the 60s. Heading into tomorrow, we will feel a lot better, a lot less humid, mostly sunny skies. A few isolated showers are possible with highs in the mid-70s. Heading into Saturday, we are going to be a lot cooler with high temperatures just in the low 60s, even some areas right near 60, and we will be seeing more clouds than sun. A few light showers are possible throughout the day. But as for today, we are expecting those storms to start moving through. The timing looks to be between 4 and 8 p.m. this afternoon and evening, with gusty winds and heavy rain. Tonight, thunderstorms are going to still be occurring, and then they are going to end around 9 to 10 p.m. with temperatures in the 60s. So today, once again, is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to gusty winds and heavy rainfall. Also could be seeing some localized flooding. We cannot rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado. We are going to cool down as we head into the weekend. Few isolated showers are possible for Friday and Saturday. We'll be right back.
I'm Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Powles. We're going to get to all those stories in just a minute. But first, we know you're watching for what the weather is about to do or doing right now. We are under a tornado watch.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is going to keep us updated on what's happening throughout this broadcast and the rest of this evening. And it is going to be one of those newscasts where if Bill gives us the signal, you know, we're going to stop what we're doing and get you right over to the Weather Center because this is developing.
Yeah,
you know,
and we're going to be all over it tonight. Hopefully there won't be much to talk about, but unfortunately the way things are trending right now, it's not looking to be the case. First of all, let's address what's happening now. We do have some severe weather to the west. In our area, things are looking okay, but that window is going to close pretty quickly. We have a tornado watch in effect for all the counties in the WKTV viewing area, including Oneida, Herkimer, Otsego, Madison, Shenango, Lewis, and Hamilton counties. This runs until 11 o'clock, but it's really the next several hours that we're most concerned about. And just a reminder, a tornado watch doesn't mean we have tornadoes yet, but the conditions are favorable out there. We have what's called wind shear in the atmosphere, twisting of winds with height. And as these storms move into that environment, they have the potential of producing some damaging winds and rotation. We have some storms to the west, some very strong storms approaching the Syracuse region. These storms have a history of rotation, but so far, they're not to that level where there's any tornado warnings. But we are going to keep an eye on things. Those storms will be moving through our area over the next 1 to 3 hours, and we're going to continue to stay on edge here and continue to watch this as we head into this evening. Thunderstorms are expected, temperatures in the 70s. Again, we'll continue to update you throughout the newscast. Look at that forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Well, we still have electricity. This is what you need to do right now. Get a flashlight and a battery-operated radio ready. Remember, we are on 100.7 FM during the Live at 5 news hour. Charge your phone now while you do have electricity, and keep food that doesn't have to be cooked on hand. That said, you want to make sure your refrigerator and freezer doors stay closed. Also, this is a big one, know how to manually open your garage if you have to.
That's a good point right there. And if there is a downed power line, just stay away from it. If one falls on your car, stay inside and wait for help. And if you have a generator, make sure you keep it outside and use caution when driving around utility crews.
State police have arrested in Oneida.
Most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are continuing to track strong storms to the west with several severe thunderstorm warnings in the Syracuse region. A tornado watch remains in effect for central New York as we head into 11 o'clock this evening. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At the moment, we don't have any warnings in our area. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Lewis County. That is north of Lowville. But our area is right on the edge of some very strong storms in the Syracuse region. There's a lot of lightning. There have been reports of some small hail and wind damage out towards the Syracuse region. But the thing that we've been watching really closely is the wind in these storms, because like we mentioned before, the environment favors rotating storms. And so what we're doing here is we've switched the radar over to something called the velocity scan. And what we're looking at here is where are these storms spinning? When you see red and green next to each other, that indicates rotation. And there's some weak rotation taking place in a few of these storms. One is just to the west of Syracuse, and then a stronger circulation even further to the west. Again, those are outside of our area, but these are things that we are watching, because the bigger picture, as we time these storms out and as we track these storms, a lot of these are going to be lifting to the north and east. So this line is expected to head east and move into our region. We're hoping that some of this weakens before it gets here, but the information that we have this evening doesn't suggest that they're going to weaken fast enough. So again, that's why we're going to be on guard. We're going to be cautious here. Again, we're all about preparation. We're not trying to cause any panic. We're going to continue to follow these storms to the west and keep you updated. If anything does develop or move into our region, if any strong weather does arrive, we will pass that information along in a timely fashion. This is a live look at our CalB Tower Cam, and again, at the moment, things are looking okay. Again, we're going to continue to track those storms here as we head into this evening. Most of this activity is around for the next several hours. This is Skycast at 7 p.m. Again, this is just model data. It just gives us an idea of where these storms could be around 7 o'clock. The suggestion is that the severe weather threat does come to an end pretty quickly. After, say, 9, 10 o'clock, we should be in the clear. It'll be a warm night, but things do dry out as we head into tomorrow morning. And just a passing shower is expected tomorrow with breezy conditions and sunshine and temperatures in the 70s. Tonight, thunderstorms come to an end, a low of 64. Tomorrow, we're looking at a passing shower, temperature of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It's going to be a lot cooler here as we head into the weekend. High temperatures only in the 60s Saturday and Sunday. Father's Day looks dry, but we could have a passing shower Saturday. Monday, sunshine 72, and then some warmer weather, along with some showers and storms here by Wednesday and Thursday. And coming up in a few minutes, we're going to have a reminder of the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning, and if things should escalate, we hope that they don't, what to do in the case of a tornado warning.
Bill, thank you.
Well, the New York State Department of Environment on Storm Tracker 2 Alert Day, a very strong front is coming in from the west, giving us conditions favorable for a tornado. And we're going to get the very latest on what to expect with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
All right, we're talking about the potential for tornadoes. Just want to mention that at the moment we don't have any imminent threats of that, but should that happen, we hope it doesn't, just want to pass along some tornado safety tips. If there is a tornado warning, you want to be inside. You want to get indoors immediately. But there's certain parts of the house that are better than others. You want to be away from windows, the interior of your home, so the hallway, the bathroom, a closet would be great. Deck, obviously not. Ideally, the basement would be best. We are talking about the potential for tornadoes here, or at least the possibility of them as we head into this evening. But it's primarily the wind here, and we actually just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Oneida County. In fact, we got it so quickly that our computer system hasn't quite updated with that yet. This is in effect for Oneida County until 6:30, also Madison County, for the potential of damaging winds. But there's also rotation in this particular storm too. So again, that just increases the likelihood of damaging winds, whether it's straight line or tornadic. Either way, it's certainly something you want to be inside for when this thing arrives. Also, too, while our weather system is updating, I'm hoping that it does to give you an idea of that warning box. Let me go ahead and count the number of lightning strikes here. There's a lot of lightning to the west. We have, in the past half hour, over 1,200 lightning strikes with this. So, again, that's also something we'll be keeping an eye on. In addition to that, some locally heavy rain as well. By the way, actually, our computer system does update the warning system. You can see the Oneida County is actually the small portion of Oneida County, the southwestern quadrant there. So that includes Augusta. It doesn't include Utica or Rome. So likely we'll see that warning continue to the east. So we'll continue to provide you updates as this line approaches. So again, at the moment, no imminent issues, but it looks like this is heading our way, and we will continue to keep you updated throughout the broadcast. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Now to Montana and the state.
Are we under a threat for severe weather? We're going to get you back to the Weather Center right now for an update.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking the system for days, and we have the very latest information. You were just saying a warning was coming through not more than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, this is a developing situation. At the moment, a lot of this weather is just to the west. It's not in our area at the moment, but we're expecting this to arrive over the next 1 to 2 hours. We're talking about strong storms to the west. This is primarily a wind maker. I know we have a tornado watch. I know you hear the word tornado, and that's what everybody gravitates towards, understandably so. But I think the wind threat is higher here, and sometimes that gets lost in the communication end. So when these storms come through, you can expect some gusty winds. We could see wind gusts over 60 to perhaps 70 miles an hour should they hold together, which we think that they will. I think there's less ingredients in areas south and east of Utica. The instability goes down. So in general, the storms do weaken as they head to the east, but I don't think they're going to weaken fast enough. So we'll have to continue to keep an eye on this. Again, right now, all of the warnings are to the west. We do have Oneida County under a severe thunderstorm warning, a small portion of Oneida County. It's the very southwestern part from Marshall and points west. We do expect the warnings to move east as this line holds together. There's a lot of lightning. There's a lot of wind. We've been getting several reports of wind damage as well as hail out in the Syracuse region. So this is producing damage. This is producing a lot of lightning. This is producing a lot of heavy rain, and we're expecting this to move east here as we head into the next 1 to 2 hours. And we're going to continue to keep you updated throughout the broadcasts on this developing situation. Back over to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. We are less than 1 month
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to keep an eye on storms to the west as they approach central New York. We are concerned that a few of these could produce some strong winds, and we are under a tornado watch for all of central New York until 11 o'clock this evening. Although I think that the threat for tornadoes is lower than the threat for widespread wind. I think widespread wind with these storms is still the primary concern, but we are going to keep an eye on these storms for any rotation. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At the moment, again, this line is to the west, and we are looking at nothing urgent across the area. We don't have any warnings in place, is what I'm trying to say. But I think that's going to change here over the next hour or so as this storm system approaches from the west. You can see lots of red towards Syracuse, and there are severe thunderstorm warnings on this, extending into southwestern Oneida County until 6:30. This is from Marshall to the west. So we do expect more warnings to be issued should this hold together as it heads to the east. In addition to wind, there's a few things to point out. Let's talk about the lightning. There is a lot of lightning with this. I can go ahead and show you how much. Our computer system can count the number of lightning strikes in the last half hour. 1,000 strikes in the past half hour. Believe it or not, that's actually a little bit lower than it was about half an hour ago, which is good. Lightning strikes typically indicate how strong the storm is. This, again, is pretty potent still. Again, you can see all the lightning strikes in real time with those flashes on the screen. Another thing that we're watching really closely, what do the winds look like in these storms? Again, we talked about the tornado watch, why it's been issued, because there's spin in the atmosphere, which means the storms have the potential to rotate. And so we can do that. We can look at inside of a storm using the wind. This is called the velocity scan. And when we look in the Syracuse region, whenever we see green and red next to each other, that typically are things to look at that the winds are circulating. This is a broad scale circulation, which is good. That's more straight line wind, but that's still pretty strong wind to the south and east of Syracuse. We had a report from the Syracuse airport of a 45-mile-an-hour wind gust. So it's strong, and it could be strong enough to cause some minor damage here. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on how this evolves as we head into this evening. The bottom line is we will be under the risk for some strong storms for the next 2 to 4 hours. I think this will come to an end. The risk will get lower here as we head past sunset. So live look at our CAV tower cam. We're seeing the top of those storms, the anvil, if you will, the top of those thunderstorms from the west moving into the region. Again, we're going to keep a close eye on all of this as it advances to the east here over the next couple of hours. Our Storm Tracker 2 Skycast actually brings this weather through by 9 to 10 p.m. So between now and then, we'll continue to keep an eye on those storms. The good news is that this is done by midnight, and the weather is looking quiet and dry as we head into the rest of the week and into the weekend. Thunderstorms end tonight, low of 64. Tomorrow, passing shower, a high of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather does cool down over the weekend. Highs only in the 60s on Saturday and Sunday. Low 70s Monday. First day of summer on Tuesday. Some showers, some thunderstorms, and turning more humid again as we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. We'll continue to keep you updated on the progress of these storms as we head into the 6 o'clock broadcast. Stay with us.
Storm is moving in, and we are under a tornado watch.
Because of that, we're going to get you right over to the Weather Center where Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking the very latest.
Yeah, our area is under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock this evening. I still think the primary concern is straight line strong winds with these storms, but the ingredients are in place. We've been noticing that the storms to the west have been weakly rotating. I am happy to say that so far we have not seen any tornado warnings where the storms are, and they are approaching our area. So again, all of central New York underneath that tornado watch until 11 o'clock. Just a reminder, there is a difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. A watch means just be prepared. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are occurring. And again, what we're tracking here is to the west. You can see just a line of strong storms coming in. Lots and lots of lightning with this, and some strong wind gusts that have been happening in the Syracuse region. We've been getting reports of hail and some wind damage here. This is expected to weaken as it heads east, but there's question marks as to how quickly this weekend. So we are going to keep a close eye on this. Again, lots of lightning as this continues to very slowly head to the east. We're thinking that these storms will be rolling through between now and about 8 to 9 p.m. with, again, primarily wind that will be taking place as those storms roll through. And you can see to the west, things are quieting down. So a couple hours to be on guard and to continue to follow the situation. And again, things will improve. You've got some cooler weather to follow. A look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. With these storms, power outages, so you want to be prepared. Have a flashlight and a battery-operated radio always on standby. Charge your cell phones now while you have power, and keep food that doesn't have to be cooked on hand. Also, keep your refrigerator and freezer doors closed, and know how to manually open your garage if you had to.
If there is a downed power line, stay away from it. And if one falls on your car, stay inside and wait for help. If you have a generator, make sure you're keeping it and operating it outside, and use caution when you're driving around utility crews. No doubt they will be out tonight. Well, it happened. The Utica...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track the progress of thunderstorms approaching from the west. They have taken their time moving into the region, but we are seeing the front end of them starting to approach the region. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We have severe thunderstorm warnings from these just to the west. It does include a portion of Oneida County from Marshall to the west out towards Stockbridge. This has had a history of producing some straight line winds. We've also seen some small hail with this. In general, the way that these storms have evolved, they become a lot more linear. In other words, they've taken more of a line shape. And when they do that, they're more straight line wind producers as opposed to tornadic producers. So we still have that tornado watch in effect across central New York until 11 o'clock. But I think the risk of getting a spin-up tornado is going down. We'll still be on alert for that as we head into this evening. We're also keeping an eye on the wind. So one important thing when we're trying to figure out what storms have the capability of producing a tornado is looking at rotation. And now this storm in Madison County has had a history of producing wind damage, but it's been generally straight line wind. And I want to show you how this storm has progressed. You can see that there was a lot more brighter colors here. You can see some brighter greens next to red. So over the past hour, that's been showing signs of weakening. Some good news there. And that does make sense because these storms are moving into a less favorable environment of growth. They should be weakening as they continue to move into Otsego County. But we can still expect to see plenty of lightning, some locally heavy rain and gusty winds with this. And in fact, I think the lightning is probably going to be the big story. Take a look at how much lightning has been occurring. We can count the number of strikes in this area. 600 lightning strikes in the past half hour. While that seems like a lot, and it is, the numbers are actually down compared to where they were earlier. So these storms are weakening. They will continue to move to the east as we head into this evening. And we also have, again, that tornado, I should say rather severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue for Oneida County until 6:30. Just getting an update here from the National Weather Service. So again, we'll continue to keep an eye on activity to the west. The time frame of severe weather is going to be between now and, say, 8 to 9 o'clock. And once we get past sunset, the risk is going to drop pretty quickly. So some good news here. Once we can get through the next few hours, if we don't have any issues, we should be in pretty good shape. We'll continue to keep you updated. This is a live look outside. The CATV tower cam is showing a high overcast from the clouds from those thunderstorms to the west. And again, we're tracking this activity as it continues to move to the east this evening, all part of a cold front. Our Storm Tracker 2 Skycast has storms continuing through about 9 p.m. across the area, and then things get better. It will dry out as we head into tonight, and tomorrow looks like a nice day. Brief shower possible, breezy, plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. Thunderstorms come to an end tonight, low of 64. Tomorrow, sunshine, breezy, a passing shower, a high of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cool this weekend. Temperatures in the 60s both Saturday and Sunday. Showers possible Saturday. We're dry. We're sunny for Father's Day. Monday is looking dry. We do warm up. Temperatures back into the 70s here as we head into the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to get to those stories in just a moment. First, though, I want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Those storms that pummeled the Syracuse area, fortunately, did not hit us hard. We still did get precipitation, but just not in heavy form.
Yeah, the storms weakened very much so before they got here. So we would consider ourselves pretty fortunate because wouldn't have taken much to go the other way. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking dry now. The showers and rumbles of thunder we saw earlier are now to the east. And again, let's take a look at what happened earlier today. Look at all the lightning that took place near Syracuse. At one point during the peak of this, we were counting 2,500 lightning strikes per hour with that cluster of storms. But then you could see how quickly all of that lightning just disappeared. So we were really worried that that would have held together. It wouldn't have taken much, just a little bit more wind to push that east. Would have been a really different story across our area. Again, we're considering ourselves fortunate this evening without any major damage or any major issues with that. Current temperature is 72 degrees. The cold front has not arrived yet. It's still warm. It's still humid out there. This cold front comes through as a dud as we head into tonight. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies and pretty quiet weather with dropping humidity as we head into tomorrow. Look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, good point. We were fortunate.
Brooks' most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We're taking a live look outside. Our CATV Tower Cam is overlooking the city of Utica. Things are looking quiet here this evening. The weather has gotten a chance to dry out across the region, and we are looking forward to some pretty quiet weather. As we continue along, we're expecting the weather to remain dry tonight with these showers and thunderstorms that we had earlier today moving out of our area. The weather looks a lot more outdoor friendly tomorrow. We're looking at sunshine, a light breeze, and maybe a sprinkle in the afternoon. Saturday, we have much cooler weather in store. Sunday's weather looks nice. I'll take you around the clock tomorrow. Temperatures start out in the upper 60s at 7 a.m. We warm up, but not as much as today. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-70s in the afternoon. We're expecting breezy, if not windy conditions at times, especially in the afternoon. Winds sustained at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. And the weather looks generally dry. Could see a sprinkle early in the day. Otherwise, we are looking at pretty decent weather. High humidity today, that's heading down. Tomorrow, it will feel much less humid and feeling refreshing. Low humidity Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week. And you can see why temperatures are going to cool off. Looking at much cooler temperatures here over the next several days. The radar and satellite image shows, again, today's cold front producing some showers and storms. The front itself is still to the west. That'll be arriving late tonight as not really producing a whole lot of weather. Just a few clouds around Friday morning, maybe a sprinkle is possible early in the day. Looking at sunshine and breezy conditions, temperatures in the 70s for the high. Heading into Friday night, the weather looks pretty quiet. We're expecting clouds to drop in from the north, and it will be much cooler on Saturday morning. Temperatures start out in the upper 40s on Saturday, and it's going to be a cool day. Looking at highs on Saturday, barely getting to the low 60s across the area. Again, breezy conditions, not very June-like here. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, down to 64. Still pretty humid overnight. Tomorrow, we'll notice the change. A passing shower, looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a passing shower Saturday. It's breezy, it's cool, a high of only 62. We're into the mid 40s Saturday night. Father's Day looks nice. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s on Monday. Summer begins Tuesday. We're looking at more humidity, showers and storms possible Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Joining us tonight, we're going to get to all of those stories in just a moment, though. First, I want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Those storms that pummeled the Syracuse area, fortunately, did not hit us hard. Bill tracked it all throughout the evening. Joins us now live with the very latest. Bill, good evening.
Yeah, we were really concerned with what we were seeing earlier today with those really strong storms in Syracuse. We were fortunate that they didn't survive the trip heading into central New York. They fell apart very, very quickly. Let's show you what's going on right now in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some thunderstorms to the east of us. I wanted to go back in time and show you what we were looking at. Look at all the lightning from those storms earlier today. At one point, we were counting lightning rates over 2,500 strikes per hour in that cluster of storms towards Syracuse. There was damage reported out there along with a 2-inch size hail. But as you can see, they fell apart really quickly, a lot faster than we were anticipating. And therefore, we didn't get any severe weather here in our neck of the woods. Again, very fortunate for that tonight. Current temperature 72 degrees. The dew point is 68. It is not cool out yet. We still have some humidity. The cold front itself arrives late tonight and early tomorrow, and it brings just a passing shower to the region. along with some cooler weather as we head into the weekend. Look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight,
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We're taking a live look outside. This is our Cat Tower Cam overlooking the city of Utica. The weather looking pretty quiet tonight. We expect some cooler and drier weather to work in as we head into tonight as well as tomorrow. And we do expect the weather to improve. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Still seeing some thunderstorms in the Capital District heading across the border of New York State. That's moving away from us. We're looking at dry weather tomorrow. Should be a nice outdoor day. Saturday is a maybe. We have a few showers in the forecast, and it's going to be a lot cooler. Sunday should be a nice outdoor day, too. Let's go around the clock tomorrow, starting out at 7 a.m. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Notice that it doesn't warm up as quickly tomorrow as it did today. Looking at high temperatures in the mid-70s, and it will be noticeably less humid throughout the day. It will be breezy, if not windy at times, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, as cooler, drier air works in from the northwest. We might see a shower early tomorrow, but most of the day looks dry with a decent amount of sunshine. Biggest change is the drop in humidity. At least tomorrow, the dew point is down. The air feels downright refreshing as we head into the weekend with dew points in the 30s and low 40s, which is very unusual for this time of the year. We're going to be tracking some cooler weather heading into the weekend. The radar and satellite image shows a cold front which will be approaching from the west. This is going to bring a big change in the weather here over the next 2 days. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. The front arrives overnight, producing just a few clouds and maybe a sprinkle as we head into tomorrow morning. Temperatures climb into the 70s as we head into tomorrow afternoon. It turns much cooler tomorrow night. Look at these temperatures. They're down into the 40s overnight. And we start out Saturday morning with cloudy skies and temperatures in the 40s. A little chilly out there. Still into the mid-50s in the afternoon. Should top out near 60 with some breaks of sunshine later in the day. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 64. Tomorrow, less humid, passing shower, high of 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a cool weekend ahead. A sprinkle is possible Saturday. Sunday looks dry and mostly sunny. Monday, low 70s. Summer officially begins on Tuesday. It's warmer with showers and storms as we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.